Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something really special for you. We're gonna be diving into some lesser known tips in Raid Shadow Legends that I honestly wish I knew sooner. These are the kind of tips that don't usually show up in the usual guides or videos, but had genuinely helped me improve my own game, especially in the early stages. So whether you're a new player trying to get ahead faster or you've been playing a while and want to tighten up your strategy, trust me, there's something for you in here. So let's jump in. Alright gamers, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood mechanics in Clan Boss. How the stun target is chosen. It's not random at all, it actually follows a specific order. And if you understand it, you can completely control who takes the stun and keep your team alive longer. First things first, we have weak affinity. So basically, if you bring a champion with a weak affinity to the clan boss, he's most probably gonna target them. So that's why we're not bringing magic champs against force affinity clan boss. Second thing would be the current HP. So basically, if no weak affinity exists, the clan boss would target the champion with the lowest current HP, not total HP. And that means your squishy support might be in trouble. Number 3 would be active buffs. So basically, the Demon Lord is avoiding champions with buffs like counterattack if he can. That's why proper buff timing really matters. Now, the 4th and last thing is poison order. If multiple targets still qualify, the game usually picks based on team position, typically targeting the first slot, or in other words, your leader. So if you're struggling how to control the stun, now you know how to manipulate it. Either protect the likely target or place someone there on purpose with high resistance or counterattack. I have a special surprise for you guys, and I mean both old and new players. Click on my link in the description and use the code Bobby to get up to 25% cashback on every purchase you make in Raid. Here is how to do it. Click the link in the description and download or update Raid through Aptoide. It works on Android, but if you're on any type of PC, just use BlueStacks. Sign in to your Raid account. Download and configure the Aptoide wallet. Use the promo code Bobby and make your first purchase. That way, you'll get up to 25% of cashback on every purchase. Click on my link, use the code Bobby now, and let's get these bonuses. Now, tip number 2 would be optimizing Great Hall upgrades. Let's talk Great Hall, folks. Alright, so don't just click whatever looks shiny, okay? Because this was me in the beginning. As you can see, I have spread my medals everywhere, not knowing what's really important, what's not, where should I focus, where should I use my medals, all those questions just popping in my head. What you really need to do is focus your medals on upgrades that support multiple champions across multiple areas. Accuracy is a great affinity bonus to start with, and my personal advice here would be to upgrade your magic affinity champions accuracy up to level 10, and the other ones you should get them up to level 5. It can really help your champions progress in areas like arena, clan boss, and dungeons. What you really need to avoid here is upgrades to stats like crit damage, attack, defense, especially in the beginning. Unless, of course, you have a specific time. It's very important here to think long-term impact. And for that reason, my main advice is just to focus on accuracy, get your magic affinity bonuses accuracy up to level 10. The other ones, you can leave them up to level 5, but focus on accuracy first. Do not make my mistake here. I have spread medals like it's candy, bro, honestly, and now I regret it so much because arena medals in general are not that easy to obtain. Just be careful how you're using your Great Hall medals. Now, tip number 3, and this is one of my favorites, honestly, because it might sound obvious, it might look obvious, but trust me, when you do it in practice, it's not that easy. And we're talking here namely about energy efficiency. Don't just burn energy randomly. And I'm saying that because in the beginning, a lot of players are neglecting that fact. They're not paying attention on their energy use. And this is actually very important if you want to progress in the game. My advice here is to really time your farming with events and tournaments like Champions champion training, for example, artifact enhancement, dungeon divers, and double dip rewards. That way, it would be guaranteed that you're not doing empty runs and using your energy on something meaningless. And on top of that, you would be rewarded from the tournaments and events that are going on. Another tip that I can give you is save as much energy as possible for CVCs, especially during personal ones. Right now, there is a personal CVC going on. So if you've been saving your resources for that, you would be rewarded. Campaign stage 12-3 brutal is gold for XP and silver farming. Now, a bonus tip that I can give you here to optimize your progression is really related to keeps and ascension of your champions. Align your farming activities with the keep's availability. And what is important to note here is that the Void Keep is the only keep that is open once a week. So it opens only on Sunday. The Arcane Keep is always open. When it comes to the Spirit Keep, for example, it is open on Monday and Thursday. The Magic Keep is opened on Wednesday and Saturday, and the Force Keep is open on Tuesday and Friday. But when it comes to the Void Keep, it's only opened on Sunday. So it's a limited edition. So make sure you have enough energy to grind the Void Potion Keep on Sundays. This is also very important if you want to ascend your champions. Now, here is one tip that most people skip. Underrated rares, okay? Frozen Banshee, for example, is a top tier clan boss champ, even at level 50. War Maiden, on the other hand, brings a defense down that's AoE and farmable. And these champs can carry you early and mid-game hard. Don't sleep on them just because they're not shiny Legos. Learn their kits and how to use them properly, and they can easily outperform higher rarities in the right compositions. And I'm saying this even to myself because sometimes I'm striving for Lego champs without realizing how strong of epic and rare champions I have here on my vault. They're just not developed, and this is a big mistake of mine. Not a mistake, but more like a gap and something that I'm skipping for some reason. I really need to work on my rares, my epics that are currently just sitting in my vault collecting dust. For example, we have Haikatune here. I really need to rebuild her. Her speed right now is alright, almost 200, but her HP, defense are kind of low right now, and she stands at the bare minimum, bro. 10k. What is that? What is that? I definitely need to rebuild her. The same goes for champions like Ruella, like Whisper. I have one of the best epics in the whole game and she's not even built. See, this is what I'm talking about. When I'm paying attention to my Legos, I'm missing what's more important, and this is champions, epic or rare champions that can actually outperform Legos. Next tip I want to share with you guys would be strategic use of the forge. Most people craft gear randomly. I was one of those people because I didn't know when I was starting, I didn't actually knew that you can get points just for forging your materials. I actually had no idea about that. But since I learned, I changed my strategy and my timing. The trick is to save your materials, your best materials, and use them during CVCs. Not only do you score points for forging items, but the high quality pieces like perception or resilience sets can completely shift your gear progression. Don't spam low tier crafts. Be intentional and aim for the gear that supports your strategy. Now, here is a bonus tip that I also learned recently, and I think this one might shock some of you, especially if you're grinding Demon Lord every single day and wondering why your damage suddenly drops off. This one is for you guys. Did you guys know that Clan Boss has a strict limit of 10 debuffs? That's right, only 10 can be active at once. After that, any debuff just doesn't land. It's not resisted, it's just ignored. And honestly, this becomes a massive issue, especially if you're using champions that throw unnecessary or weak debuffs. Imagine losing your Frozen Banshee's poison or Geomancer HP burn just because someone applied a 2.5% poison or a random decrease attack debuff that you don't actually need. If you're serious about your clan boss damage, you need to manage your debuff slots. Try manual setup for the first few turns, land your key debuffs, and then switch to auto. This tiny trick alone can literally add million to your damage over the course of a run. So yeah, 10 debuffs sounds simple, but if you mess it up, you're throwing your potential out of the window. Okay, that wraps up some of the most underrated and lesser known tips in Raid. I really hope at least one of these can help you to take your game up to the next level. Let me know in the comment section down below which tip surprised you the most, or better yet, drop your hidden gem that most people might not know yet. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Finally, hit the bell so you don't miss the next upload. Thank you for watching this video, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!